Duke, that'd be it. Sorry, Al.
That product needs to exist. Owl balloons, like life size. That'd be so great.
And you know what? And then like when he starts little, it's like brother. And as you keep blowing him, brother, 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 brother.
And then he turns into
his voice goes down.
Can I make a request? Can I make a special request?
Special request?
Sure, Freebird.
A while back, my sister and I did, at a convention, we did a skit where I was Mustang and she was Ed. And in it, we had a totally original short rant. And the short rant was, who are you calling so small an amoeba needs a microscope in order to see him? Can you please say that in Ed's voice?
I thought you'd want to hear it in Mustang's voice. I'd like to hear it in Scar's voice, personally. Come on now, who wants to hear some Scar action?
I do.
We love Scar!
You know, come on now.
What's my line again? Sorry?
I got it.
Like, it's a Scar nation.
Get all up on that mic.
Okay, one more time. Who are you calling so small that an amoeba needs a microscope to see me?
No more short rants for me! Calling in the big guns.
Nice.
Okay, so you just passed the state alchemy exam, and the Bureau has given you a code name. What is it?
Dang, that's deep.
That's what it was for this. What's your code name? We're using code names.
The rubber baby buggy bumper. The rubber baby buggy bumper.
You call me Wendella.
Wendella to rubber baby buggy bumper. Rubber baby buggy bumper here. Go ahead.
This is Wendella.
I want to know what everyone else's names would be. What would yours be?
I know what mine would be. It's so tacky. Mine would be a farewell to arms. Because why not? Come in, rubber baby buckle bug. This is farewell to arms.
Rubber
Over.
baby buggy bumper to farewell to arms. Go ahead.
What's your Victor, Victor?
My Victor Victor, farewell to arms. This is rubber baby buggy bumper once again.
What?
Tamaki Suo, come in. Come in, Tamaki. Quit hosting the club. Get on your mic. Get on your walkie.
Come in, Daddy. Daddy, come in. Daddy, come in.
Mommy, you promised not to do that in front of everyone. Wendy, please. Dig us out of this hole.
I'm trying.
All right. Did you ever hear about Full Metal Alchemist before you auditioned for the show?
Did you ever hear about Full Metal Alchemist before you auditioned for the show? Aaron, start us off.
I was 9, so no, I hadn't. Although, as far as anime, I did watch Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho, because my cousin, the got me into voice acting. Justin Cook also got me free DVDs, so that was cool. So I was into anime, so yeah.
You know, the funny thing about Full Metal was I had never heard of it, and Justin Cook asked me if I would come up and audition for this new show. and I went up to Funimation. I was living in Houston, and I went up to Dallas and auditioned. And what you guys may or may not know is when you go to audition for a show, they have a loose leaf notebook with they have a loose leaf notebook with what we call character sides. What those are is a piece of paper that has a picture of a character, and then a brief description of the character, and then 5 or 6 lines that the character would say in the course of the show. And that's what you would use to audition. So I went in and I'm looking through the pages and the different characters. I'm looking, oh, who's this? Alphonse Elric. What is he, a robot? He's too young and tan. Sorry. Roy Mustang. He looks like an idiot. Oh wait, here's a little guy. This guy with the red coat. He looks like fun. So I didn't even know anything about the show. For all I knew, Ed had 10 lines. I mean, he looked like a fun character. So Justin Cook came out of the studio and he said, did you get a chance to look at character sides? And I said, yeah, I want to try this. I like this red coat guy. And he said, I'm glad you said that because I actually want to record the whole first episode with you playing that character. I think you would do a good job with that. And they were in a hurry at the time. Remember? They were in a hurry to get the first episode ready for Otakon because Larkenseal was going to be the musical guest at Otakon and they wanted to premiere an English dub of Full Metal. So we recorded the whole first episode and then we waited. And we waited. A long time. Yeah, months and months. And it was during that time that I found out that the show had a lot of popular fan following. And I had no idea what it was about. I started getting emails from people saying, you better not screw it up. They're like, man, you better, I heard Funimation got Full Metal. You guys better not mess it up. Did you hear that, Reaver? That's crazy. I know. Hey, can somebody throw a rope down here?
Yes, question. Did you guys prefer Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Which one between the two? Which show?
That's really not fair. Yeah.
I prefer Brotherhood.
I'm with Todd on this one. But I will qualify my answer by saying I'm a huge fan of the original series because these guys up here with me are so freaking awesome. And because it was right before I got into the industry, I didn't get to be part of the original, although I was like Soldier A or B or some letter in the movie. And I still remember that day. It was very early days for me as a voice actor, and I came home going, I got to be in Full Metal Alchemist. I'm like Soldier A. I'm like, stop you. Yeah, that was my role, right? And I was proud. Like, I was ready to go home. I'm like, that's right. And then now, like 6 years later, I'm playing Scar. I'm playing Scar, for God's sakes. And every time I'm in the booth, like, Mike McFarlane can't help but laugh at me because I giggle like a schoolgirl between every take. I do, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm so not threatening in real life. I'll say a Scar line and then I will giggle out of just sheer fanboyness. So it's like, this is happening all the time. We're like,
foolish alchemists who turn their backs on the ways of God shall be punished.
and it happens every day. So that I love, but I'm such a big fan of the original of the original series and the manga of what I've read of it, that it's like I don't have a preference. I think they all rock. So, but I do love getting to play Scar. So my heart is there's always gonna be a special place in my heart for Brotherhood because I'm scarred.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, guys. No, it's okay. See, they have to learn to share. I like the second one because my part's bigger.
Ditto. And I'm really happy for Tatum because he giggles like a schoolgirl.
I'm just looking forward to the possibility of hearing Scar giggle like a schoolgirl. I want to see that make it into an episode somewhere. I hope so. Foolish alchemist. But you know what? I would never be able to pick one or the other. There are things about the original one that I love so much, and I have a special place in my heart for the original, and I always will. But there is something very exciting about doing new stories and having new characters come in and follow.
He likes the second one.
I just think there's too much envy in the second one. Trim out a little bit, envy, you'll be fine.
Are you gonna take that? Wendy?
Well played.
Well played. Touche. With no mic. With no mic.
Speaking of new characters, the fact that there's so many new characters coming in Brotherhood, is there any character that like really becomes a special character in your heart? Like besides the old, of course, characters that you're playing, are there any new characters that you really absolutely love?
That one right there.
Woo!
That's the only character I've cosplayed also. One and only time.
Alone in his room.
Or at Asen, whichever.
Yeah, Ling is amazing. Ling is fantastic, and he sounds great. There are several new characters. The character that Stephanie is playing.
Armstrong's sister is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of great, and the little May Fong, great.
And Boo. I like Boo.
Mei Chang, sorry, Mei Chang. It's Lan Fan Mei Chang, sorry.
And who's your little sidekick's Boo, right?
Fu? Fu I mess around with, but it's really like Lan Fan.
No, he's your sidekick. You don't mess around with him.
No, Lan Fan is the one that, I don't know if they've shown that, what happens with Lan Fan, have they?
Probably not yet. Sorry.
Probably not.
Okay, never mind then. Something happens. Squatch, Saturday nights. Tonight.
Spoiler. Yeah, it's on tonight, yeah.
Another question.
Excuse me, but it would be very honorable if one of you were to wear this king mask.
What's in it?
Oh my god.
Like, it's like chloroform. I go, okay, I'll do.
And then we all rush to wear it in turn after that happens.
Anybody can wear it.
I will. What is it?
Wendy's like,
It's a Burger King mask. It's a Burger King
That
mask.
were Ronald McDonald, I'd wear it.
If there was one of those big, giant, awesome caramel apples inside of it, I would wear it, but
She runs off, she goes,
No, we're not gonna.
Is no one gonna wear it? Is no one gonna wear the mask?
go ahead, Tatum.
How is it? Are you daring me to wear the mask?
Yeah,
You're daring.
get that mask poison out of there. And we never saw Tatum again.
Michael, you can put that on and now officially say the words, "Call me king."
Oh my god.
Yeah. This is creepy. I can't see anything.
What? Oh my God! You're gonna take a picture?
Looks like
That is so gross.
looks like my dad with the crown. He looks like the very first face transplant victim. Like this.
Oh, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel dizzy now. All right, I'll hand this back to this person. Okay, I wore the mask. You owe me, Todd. You owe
I
me.
know you. Yes, I do.
How much of a difference is it?
I will buy you a candy apple.
How much of a difference is with the original and Brotherhood version of Full Metal Alchemist? And I think you look a lot better with that mask on. Oh. Wait, what?
Who's being mean to Tatum? Where are you at? Where you at?
Right here. Right here, Wendy.
Calm down.
I missed it. I couldn't hear. What did you
Mama
say?
Mandella's mad.
Did someone prefer me in the king mask?
The smell of sweet, sweet grilled meat.
Yeah, wow, you do something nice. You take a chance. Wow. Well, you're not getting any of my candy apple.